It's particularly noteworthy to understand that since 1993, when gang activity began to take place, unfortunately, on the north side, that since 1993 there's been approximately 180 homicides on the north side of Pittsburgh alone. The youngest victim, we understand, has been a 7-month-old baby, and the oldest victim was a 77-year-old senior citizen. Just on the north side of Pittsburgh, about 180 homicides, including those homicides that have occurred this year. Young people, many young people, innocent bystanders. We need to address the issue of violence in our community. And I dare say, if we can address poverty, if we can provide the programming for these young people, I dare say that the level of violence will decrease. Of course, we still have to deal with the issue of drug trafficking. Young people feel that they don't have any other out but to sell drugs, make money, and subsist, survive. But we know that there's other ways. And so we need to provide this quality program for our young people.
I've done that. No. That's not what I'm not knowing. Well, did I think also when she was talking to the deadline?
The previous office of the Perry Hilltop Citizens Council was located at 2107 Perrysville Avenue, which is now controlled by the URA. PHCC has been without an office location for approximately 4 years. Shortly after taking control of the building, the Urban Redevelopment Authority vacated all tenants from the premises, including the Perry Hilltop Citizens Council. Perry Hilltop Citizens Council has found a more suitable office and community space in 2115 Perrysville Avenue. This location is known as the former Senior Center, which currently houses our community food bank and a longtime resident in an upstairs apartment. PHCC started over a year ago to acquire this building from the Urban Redevelopment Authority, to no avail. Our goal is to acquire 2115 Perrysville for our office and community space.
You have trouble with her?
I think she just talks. Last time she came told me anything she tell us, it was her computer that was
The mayor's coming up on Monday, and he's doing what his office calls, I think, a neighborhood sweep. So,
walk through.
Tennessee.
Okay.
Yeah, my wife's sister recently moved there, so I'm going to visit her among others.
so we've been shooting. We
We just took this back a couple weeks ago. We see it's back already. They used to go all the way to the house.
Just enough rain, everything took off.
I'm Makiva Snyder. I live in the Perry Hilltop area. I've been here for about 6 years, and unfortunately the crime in this area has gotten worse since I've been here. Things I've witnessed: drug transactions where individuals would drive up, sometimes in front of my home, make drug transactions, leave, particularly on Burgess Street. That's where some of the drug transactions take place, where they sometimes go into the woods, do their drug transactions, and then leave. If we had more patrol cars coming up, especially during the evening, as opposed to just during the day, it seems more crime happens in the evening, shootings, drug transactions. So if we had more police presence, if we had cameras in this area that, could be the patrol 24 hours a day when the police aren't here, then that definitely would help. It's Chester Avenue. The street, I would have to say the condition of the road. There's been a request put in about a few years ago to repave it. They started at the top of Chester but never finished. They've done some patch jobs. Unfortunately, it's come up again, so it needs to be resurfaced. It's in terrible condition. So if we can get the street repaved, that would be great. Not repatch, I'd say resurface the whole thing, because the patch jobs, obviously don't seem to be working. So if we can get this whole street repaved, that would be, it'd save a lot of time, a lot of money of us having to request it again. So to repave it, that would resolve the whole situation.
Bags. Okay.
I'm Will Tompkins. I'm the Director of Community Outreach at the Pittsburgh Project. I'm also the Director of Youth Build at the Pittsburgh Project. The Pittsburgh Project is a 24-year-old nonprofit, faith-based organization. We serve senior citizens through our homeowner ministry program. We serve youth through our youth development program, grades K to 12. We also have high school students who came through our Leaders in Training initiative and currently in college. And I'm responsible for community outreach. I'm responsible for Fowler Park, or PV as many people know it as. That is the park. That's part of our campus now. And that includes the operation of the swimming pool during the summer. And we're in the process of developing the park further. We recently installed an outdoor chapel, gazebo, and a peace garden. And hopefully this fall we'll break ground on a gymnasium that will be able to be used in the Perry South community. The Pittsburgh Project is located in the former Annunciation Church Parish. We currently own the former school building where our administrative offices and classrooms are located. We're in the church building. In the church building we have a sanctuary, we have a dining facility, cafe, meeting room, and an area in the lower level called the underground. Perry South is a prominent and one of the more respected communities on the north side. Challenges that we're facing in Perry South include really addressing issues around violence, litter, a deteriorating housing stock, the underpass that leads you from across Pierceville Avenue toward Northview Heights. It's in a great state of disrepair. It needs to be addressed. We're also in need of support for our young people. Our young people will tell you themselves that they have very few, if any, programming opportunities. So they basically hang out. They'll hang out in the corners, they'll hang out in the park. In some cases, they'll hang out in vacant houses and unfortunately engage in activity that's negative and that's unacceptable. One of the challenges that we faced under the leadership of the Perry Hilltop Citizens Council, who I don't represent, but we work and collaborate with them from the Pittsburgh Project, addressing issues for our young people around, again, programming, developing the intersection of Pierceville and Charles Street. It's important that we level the playing field, that we address the issues that our young people are confronted with, provide them with quality education, provide them with gainful employment, living wage jobs, things of that sort. It's important that the same type of focus is placed on Perry Hilltop, Perry South area, that's placed in other parts of the north side and other parts of the city. In some cases, the Perry Hilltop community has been a stepchild. In other words, the same level of resources that needs to go, that's going into other areas, is not going into Perry Hilltop, Perry South community. Just take a look at the numbers. Just take a look at the facts. And it's not one I'm taking shots at anybody in particular, but the citizens pay taxes. The citizens are entitled to quality services. Where those services are clean sewers, that the refuse is picked up in a timely fashion, that the streets are swept on a consistent basis, snow is removed in an appropriate fashion. So those are just some of the challenges and some of the issues that we are seeking. We are seeking at leveling the playing field. We are seeking at addressing the issues between the haves and the have-nots. We're seeking providing a better quality of life for everyone, crossing gender and race and class. And I think if we don't do that, we'll continue to lose out. And the same challenges that our young people are facing and our seniors are facing, those continue to deteriorate.
I'm Lisa Miles. I am the author of Resurrecting Allegheny City. It's a book that's a history of the North Side. And I'm also an educator who has held children's workshops at this wonderful house here that is the former home of John Bashir. And he was a renowned telescope maker and the associate of Samuel Pierpont Langley, who was a professor on this great hilltop here that was once campus of the Western University of Pennsylvania, which is the precursor of the University of Pittsburgh. This whole hilltop land from to the north here and then extending all the way back was actually donated by William Thaw, who owned this property right here off of Perrysville Avenue. And William Thaw saw in John Bashir a humble millwright who had much talent beyond that, and he knew that he was someone with the ability to actually get his telescopes to around the world and also to make Pittsburgh such a place that it would be well known for its scientific achievements. And the renowned associate of Bashir was, as I mentioned, Samuel Pierpont Langley. He was a professor who worked on this campus with Bashir. And the house here, built for Bashir in 1886, and Bashir's family, Phoebe, his wife, and extended family lived in here up until about the 1920s. And beyond the house is a wonderful brick factory that John Bashir did his experiments in and actually did the work that enabled scientists to basically call upon him to make specialty lenses. Now, both the properties are isolated at this time. They are vacant and without owners. And in 2009, after having written the book on the North Side and after having done some work with children in both spaces, Perry Hilltop Citizens Council and I have gotten great interest from scientists all around the United States in having the properties, hopefully, potentially, become a museum or some wonderful such space for children and adults alike to learn about Pittsburgh's history and to learn about the great history of John Bashir, but also at least to get his great historic designation for the both properties and for the whole Hilltop land. So we are working seriously at trying to incrementally work toward those goals, to get the historic designation for the house and for the building behind, and to get the whole Hilltop designated and recognized as a historic spot in Pittsburgh's history.
The steps. Yeah.
Chester Avenue.
Oh, that's right. I remember that. That's weird.
Well, the plan was to get rid of the
Some kind of big field stone.